Lenas! Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lena, if you've never seen my face before. Today, if you are familiar with my channel, if you're an OG subscriber, I used to do these videos that were about planning on your iPad specifically. It was one of the things that got me into YouTube in the first place, and I kind of miss it. So I thought I would do a video today about just planning for the week ahead, how I plan for a productive week, how I get everything straight between my personal life, my work life. I work full-time as a software engineer, if you didn't know, and also the things that I have to do for YouTube and social media. So there's a lot going on, and I'm sure in your lives there's a lot going on as well. So I use my iPad for all of this, and yeah, I'm just gonna show you kind of how I get that set up, and I'm sure we can take it from there. So without further ado, let's get started.
Okay, I usually plan and prep for the week on the Sunday before the week starts, and something I like to do each Sunday is just clean up around the house. So here I am cleaning my roommate Sarah's desk because I was using it. She has a really nice desk and a really nice workspace. And then I just went over to the kitchen. I just put some stuff away in the kitchen. I posted this meme recently about how the kitchen is always getting dirty in adulthood. So I just feel like Sunday is a good day to clean the kitchen. I also sprayed the countertops, wiped everything down, just so that it was nice and clean for the week ahead. Finally, I also took out the recycling. Is it really taking out the recycling if you don't make a big deal to your roommate about how you're taking it out and won't let her help you? LOL. Okay, on to Google Calendar. This is typically what my Google Calendar looks like for the week, where the blue is my 9-to-5 job and the yellow is my personal life. So something I like to do on Sundays, if your job allows it, and my job definitely does, is I move a lot of the meetings that I have with one other person so that they're bunched together with other meetings that I have. This way I have less random small breaks during the day and longer periods of time to work during the day, which helps me be more productive. The next thing I do is I just put in some time during my week that I think I'll be going to the gym. So I usually put this in a different color. I just find it helpful to know when I have time to go to the gym and to not book anything during those times so that I actually make time to exercise each week. I know other people do this with food and meal planning, but I'm not at that level of planning. The next thing I'll do in a different color is I'll put in time that I need to edit and film YouTube videos. This is also helpful because I know it's something I have to get done during the week, and it's helpful to have a set time to do it. For filming, if I'm filming a day in my life, I'll just make an all-day event and just note that I'm filming that day so I don't forget. And then usually when I'm using my Google Calendar, I put it on day mode. I think this is easier so you're not overwhelmed with the events of the week. And something I like to do as well is usually on Friday afternoons, I'll just put this big block in my work calendar that says hold for work so that people don't schedule meetings during this time. It doesn't always work, but it's worth a shot. Okay, moving on to my favorite part of the video, which is digital planning. So I use an app called GoodNotes to do all of my digital planning. I have 2 bullet journals in GoodNotes. One is this dark mode, which has a dotted grid on dark paper. And then I have another one which is in light mode. So I just alternate based on how I'm feeling in the week if I want to do a dark one or a light one. So this week I decided to use the light paper and do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just make a to-do list for the week. I like to keep one big to-do list that I want to do for the week because I feel like that helps me stay on track with all of the things that I need to do each day and just make sure throughout the week that I'm doing everything I need to do. I use this trick in GoodNotes where I write really small because I think it gives you more precision with the Apple Pencil, and then I will resize the text to make it bigger or to fit the page that I'm trying to write on. So that's why I keep writing things really small and then resizing them as you see here. So for my weekly to-do list, I separate this out into 3 categories depending on what you have going on in your life. It could be different categories, but mine are work, which is my 9-to-5 software engineering job. Then I have a personal category, which is anything in my personal life, things I need to return, people I need to call, things like that, you know, just general adulting. And then I have a final section for YouTube, which is everything related to social media and YouTube that I have to do. So here I'm just writing out all of the bullet points for my week at a glance, just so that I can reference them throughout the week. The next thing I'll do is just create a small habit tracker. I'm not the best at remembering to do the habit trackers, but I like to make them anyway just to remind myself at the beginning of the week what kinds of habits I'm working on. So the way this works, if you've not seen it before, is you write down a couple of habits that you're trying to do each week. So for me, mine were cook, move my body, so any form of exercise, read, work on my personal projects, and just remembering to do my skincare routine. And then I remember to call my grandma. But then I'll use the shape tool to make these circles, and I will just make 7 of them for each day. I just copy and paste them. And then if I do the habit each day of the week, I just fill in the circle. And if I didn't, I don't fill in the circle. And then it makes it really easy to look back to see if you kept up with the habits for the week. Okay. The next thing that I do when I'm digital planning is I'll always do a weekly spread. I find that this is the most effective with keeping myself on track and just separating out everything that I want to do day by day. So I'll make a sort of section here for each day of the week. I'm writing the numbers for each day of the week and then making them bigger. And then I'll also write what each days of the week are. The next thing I do is put 1, 2, and 3 on each day. This is because I use the method of planning where you put your 3 most important tasks for each day on each day. I think this helps to just have the main priorities you want to get done today if you don't do anything else. You just want to get those 3 things done, and I feel like 3 is usually a good number of things that I can count on myself to do each day. So I already had some of these thought out for Monday and one thought out for Tuesday, but I often don't know what these are going to be until the day arises, so I kind of left them blank. And then for events that are happening each day, these are in my Google Calendar, but I also like to just put the important ones on their appropriate day of the week and just highlight them just so that I have an awareness of what's going on, especially for things I'm doing after work. Then I just copied this entire layout here using the lasso tool, pasted it to another page, and then I erased the things that were specific to that page, like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I just replaced them with Thursday, Friday, and the weekend, and then I changed the dates appropriately to be the next days of the week. Combined, this is a full weekly spread. I had these on 2 pages because I like having my iPad in the vertical mode, but if you prefer viewing your week all at once in a horizontal mode, you can also do that. Okay, and then my favorite part of the planning is just making it look really pretty. So if you've seen my other videos, you know how I do this, but I'm not an artist, so I have to do this in the easiest way possible, which is basically using Pinterest. So I'll pick a theme for each month. This month I picked a beachy surfing theme because I love the beach and it's kind of the end of summer, so I'm kind of feeling sad that I didn't get to the beach as much as I wish I did. But I'll just create a new Pinterest board and I'll save all of these pictures that match the aesthetic that I'm going for in my digital bullet journal and pictures that I want to include in my digital bullet journal. I'm also public on Pinterest now if you're interested in following me. Shameless promo for my Pinterest account if you like Pinterest too. But then I just end up with all of these photos for the theme that I'm going for, and then I'll go through each one and just download them to my iPad. This part is a little annoying, and then what made this slightly more annoying is I didn't realize, but some of these ended up being videos, which I didn't really want to download. So what I ended up doing was just taking a screenshot of each of the ones that were videos and saving that. Then I realized I didn't really include enough room on the edges of my bullet journal spread to put these images in, so I kind of resized everything down a little bit, just made it a little smaller, which I think looks cleaner anyway, so it was a win-win, just so that I could include the pictures as a border. So if you haven't seen me do this before, basically I import the photos into GoodNotes, and then I use this tool called the freehand crop tool, and I cut it out in a shape that could go along the border. That way it looks a bit more artistic and nice. And then that's basically it. I just import all my images, crop them to my liking, put them around the border. Sometimes if they're nice, I'll put them within the bullet journal spread, but I find oftentimes that just disrupts my actual planning, so I tend to try to keep it along the edges of the planner. Obviously, you don't have to do this part if you don't want, but I think that it makes it look a lot prettier, and I feel more motivated to plan out my week when I know I have a really nice looking bullet journal that didn't take me that long to make. This is also a perk that is really easy to do with a digital bullet journal, is much harder to do with a physical bullet journal, so I like taking advantage of that. So yeah, this is the final spread of what my digital bullet journal looks like for the week. I do the month separately, which involves putting in a calendar and things like that. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll make one. So thank you so much for watching my video. Hope you got some good tips on all things digital planning, Google Calendar, and having a productive week. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.
Missing someone.